Nobody's saying WNBA players shouldn't fight for better pay. Honestly, I'm all for it. The league has momentum now, real momentum, and players finally have leverage. The past 20 plus years doesn't matter, because what's happening now is what counts. And the WNBA is finally becoming a viable business. Players recently made a bold statement by wearing t-shirts demanding better pay. And you know what? Good for them. But then, Kelsey Plum couldn't resist taking a jab at Caitlin Clark. And that's when Colin Cowherd stepped in. And he did not hold back. He called out the pettiness and the brewing jealousy that started to poison what should be a golden era for women's basketball. Cowherd said what a lot of fans have been thinking, but were too polite to say. It's time for some of these veteran players to grow up and realize what Caitlin Clark has done for their league. Let's set the stage. Just a few years ago, WNBA players were flying on budget airlines where they had to pay for a bottle of water. No, seriously, paying for water. These were elite athletes grinding through brutal travel schedules and empty arenas, playing their hearts out for franchises that bled money season after season. Merchandise sales were practically non-existent. Good luck finding a jersey in your size. If you could even find one at all, then Caitlin Clark arrived, and everything flipped overnight. Suddenly, there were sold-out games in cities that hadn't seen more than a couple thousand fans in years. Ticket demand skyrocketed. The Indiana Fever, once seen as one of the least profitable teams, became a hot commodity. There's now a waiting list for season tickets, and merchandise up by 500%. Think about that. 500%. This is the same league where, not long ago, players were lucky to stay at a Holiday Inn. Now they're flying private and living like rock stars, all because Clark drew in a whole new audience. So yeah, Cowherd gets frustrated when players like Kelsey Plum take unnecessary digs at the one person who lifted them out of obscurity. It's like being in a band, stuck playing dive bars and crashing in sketchy motels. Then a new member joins, and suddenly you're touring 5-star venues and staying at the Ritz-Carlton. Are you really going to complain about that? Cowherd put it simply, if Caitlin Clark got you from a Motel 6 in a rough neighborhood to a luxury suite downtown, maybe keep the attitude in check. He wasn't saying that players shouldn't ask for more money. They absolutely should. They deserve more than 9% of league revenue. But biting the hand that feeds you, that's just bad business. Let's be clear. Clark didn't just improve the WNBA, she saved it. She made it a product people want to watch, support, and invest in. And even though she's still technically a rookie, she's already bringing in superstar numbers, not just in stats, but in impact. TV ratings jump when she plays. Social media goes wild with every highlight. Young fans are racing to buy her jersey. And yet, some of the very players who benefit from this surge act like she's just another teammate, or worse, a threat. You want to know how deep the resentment goes? Let's talk all-star voting. Fans get to vote, coaches choose some reserves, and players get a say to that player vote. That's where the ugliness really showed up. Clark despite being the biggest draw in the league, was ranked 9th by her fellow players. 9th. She even finished behind a teammate in player voting. Imagine that, the person responsible for the sold-out arenas and soaring TV deals getting snubbed by the very people riding her coattails. The fans, they ranked her number 1. Coaches, respectful. But the players, they made a statement, and it wasn't a flattering one. It was a message. We don't like what you represent. And that's the part that stings the most. For years, WNBA players pointed fingers at fans and media, saying, "We're underappreciated. We're ignored. We're not promoted like the men." Then someone finally comes along who changes all of that, and they reject her. Cowherd didn't dance around the issue. He called it what it was: pettiness, pure and simple. He compared it to what happens in music when a breakout star joins the band, and suddenly everything gets better. But instead of celebrating, the original members sulk. You don't have to love that your song isn't the lead single anymore, but maybe appreciate that the album's finally selling. And yes, there's an uncomfortable racial element to this too. Some of the resistance toward Clark isn't just about her popularity. It's about who she is and what she represents. Cowherd said it clearly. They don't like what the wave looks like. That's hard to hear, but it's also hard to ignore. Clark's success isn't just some fluke either. She's earned every bit of it. The numbers are there. She's one of the league leaders in scoring, assists, three-pointers, you name it. She's changed the way the game is played and watched. And much like Michael Jordan once did, she's brought a level of excitement that makes people who've never watched a WNBA game suddenly tune in. Cowherd even drew that very comparison. Clark to Jordan. It's a bold one, but honestly, it fits. Jordan didn't just transform the NBA, he globalized it. Clark is doing something similar for the WNBA. She's making women's basketball cool, mainstream, and profitable. But just like Jordan, she's also drawing a target on her back. Remember how Jordan was punished early in his career? The Jordan rules, opponents hit him hard. They tried to wear him down, and officials didn't always protect him. Sound familiar? Clark's going through the same thing. She's been targeted with rough fouls, borderline dirty plays, and way too little protection from referees. But just like MJ, she keeps getting up. She keeps hitting deep threes. She keeps talking back. She keeps being her. Cowherd pointed out that the Fever knew what was coming. That's why they brought in Sophie Cunningham, a physical presence with a martial arts background. Someone to watch Clark's back, just like the Bulls once brought in Charles Oakley to protect Jordan. Smart franchises know when they've got a generational talent, and they don't leave them hanging. The fact is, the WNBA is an unfamiliar territory. It's never had a player like this before. Someone who changes the entire league's trajectory by just existing. So naturally, there's some confusion, some resistance. But Cowherd says that's just part of the arc of every superstar. First, they haze you, then they foul you, then they can't stop you, and finally, they either embrace you or get left behind. The fans are already all in. The TV networks are watching. The brands are lining up. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's moment. Right here, right now. And the league needs to treat it as such. Cowherd noted that this year is probably the worst Clark will ever be. She's still learning, still adjusting. The ceiling is sky high, just like Jordan in year 2 after an injury. The best is yet to come. And yet, there's still this split. On one side, you've got players who get it, like Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell, and Ollie Boston. They've embraced Clark. They see the bigger picture. They know success isn't just personal. It's collective. Play alongside her. Build chemistry, win games, and elevate the league together. Then there's the other group. Players stuck in old narratives, bitter about the spotlight moving away from them. These are the players who boo instead of cheer, who vote ninth instead of first. They're resisting the wave when they should be riding it. Because here's what 2025 could look like if everyone's on board. Sold out arenas every night. Jerseys flying off the shelves. Kids wearing WNBA gear to school. Major networks fighting to broadcast games. Real money coming in from sponsors who finally see value. That's the vision Cowherd laid out. And it's already starting to take shape. Clark isn't just a great player. She's the catalyst. Like Conor McGregor was to the UFC. Like Tiger was to golf. Like Steph Curry was to a whole new era of basketball. You don't always know what these superstars are going to look like. You don't always expect who they'll be. But when they show up, you don't fight them. You build around them. Cowherd ended with his strongest take. This is Caitlin Clark's league now. Period. The WNBA's future, financial, cultural, and competitive, is tied to her success. The numbers back it up. The fan engagement is undeniable. This is not the time for infighting and jealousy. It's the time to rally together and build. So for the veterans still throwing shade, it's decision time. You can keep resisting and get left behind, or you can be part of the biggest moment in WNBA history and thrive alongside the superstar who changed everything. Because the truth is simple. Caitlin Clark isn't the enemy. She's the golden goose. And smart players already know. You don't chase that away. You build a dynasty with her at the center. And make no mistake, this isn't just about fandom or hype. It's about the numbers. Cold, hard data that shows Caitlin Clark isn't just a star. She's a business model. Viewership for WNBA games featuring Clark consistently blows past prior records. Social media metrics spike whenever her name trends. She's not just pulling in basketball fans. She's reaching people who never watched a WNBA game in their life. Families, kids, young athletes. Even casual sports fans flipping through channels have started pausing when they see her on the screen. That kind of reach is rare, and it's exactly what leagues pray for. So when that kind of lightning strikes, you don't scoff at it.